So I just woke up. This is why I look like this. Normally I would wake up, have my pre-workout meal, have my pre-workout drink, and then wait 30 minutes and then work out. But my friend Johanna messaged me, asked me if I wanted to go get coffee and walk the waterfront. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, I do. I want to do something different. So we'll do my workout later. And I asked her if she would be cool if I talked to her a little bit about single parenting and keto. So she is a newer mom friend to me. I've known her from Instagram actually for a while, but we just started hanging out recently because we only live like 5 minutes away. I don't know why it took me so long to actually like hit her up to really hang out. But she's keto, she does jujitsu, she's a single mom, she's really into fitness. So we have a lot in common, even though I'm not keto. And in the past, I have talked to you guys a little bit about my gallbladder, how I had it removed and how I don't do a high fat diet. But when I'm with her, I will eat some of the foods that she cooks that are very low carb, and I do like it. And so I just wanted to share like a different perspective, you know, just from someone else that's experienced success with that. I have not, but she has. Oh, I need to use up my pumpkin spice Shakeology because it expires, I think like in August, and it is almost July. So putting that in here. These were limited edition, so they only came in the packets, but I do like the packets for traveling, but for home, I don't need the packets. I got this giant bag of rice cauliflower from Grocery Outlet, and although I prefer to cook with this, we are in kind of a hurry. There's this giant chunk which I'm going to save, so I'm going to use like what's left in the bag, which is going to be about a green container for those of you that follow Portion Fix. I have this MCT oil made from organic coconut, so I got this at Grocery Outlet as well. Freaking love Grocery Outlet, man. So normally I would measure, but we want about a teaspoon. Okay, that's about a teaspoon. And then we just need to put some water in here, about that much. Let's get it to go, cut. Look at that. You guys can't even, you really can't taste the cauliflower. I mean, if you like really think about it, yeah. But the sweetness of the banana, the sweetness of the pumpkin spice Shakeology. I do this all the time with all the flavors. It's really good. We're going in here. Okay. Hey, what's up? This is my friend Johanna, and we're hanging out with our kids and we are walking around the waterfront. I wanted to ask you about when you went keto and your experience with it.
I went keto like 2 years ago, and I did it like for the same reasons everyone starts, that I want to lose weight, so I want to lose weight. So I lost 60 pounds. Like
60?
Today. Yeah.
Dang.
Maybe like 50 now because I've regained some. But yeah, so I started like just for the weight loss benefits, and then I got like a lot of like cognitive health benefits, and I managed my bipolar disorder with it. Helped a lot with like GI distress that I was experiencing because I had SIBO. And yeah, I just found it like to be the most sustainable because I have a binge eating disorder, and I just didn't feel the need to binge as much. And
do you feel like just more full on it? Does that help with that?
Yeah, I feel full, and like after a couple weeks, just every craving went away. And I think it's just that really high fat content. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, like the avocados and like the coconut oils and things like that.
Have you ever like done the form where you actually check your blood, or do you just do it pretty low carb?
Yeah, so I used to do like the urine strips, and I used to do like the blood testing. But with with the blood testing, you can eat like a lot of processed ketogenic foods. Like you'll still have a ketone reading, mm-hmm. But it doesn't necessarily mean that like your blood glucose is low.
Yeah.
So I stopped worrying so much about like if I was in ketosis and more about if I was regulating blood sugar.
Okay.
So I think like the first, I would say like 6 months to a year is all about just like 20 grams net carbs and under. It didn't matter if I was eating like Quest bars or keto ice cream or like keto treats or whatever. And now it's more about just eating like whole foods, paleo style, And sometimes that means my carbs are a little higher, like closer to like 75 grams a day. Or I mean, there's days I'm still like, there's some days where like I only eat meat because I just don't want vegetables or whatever it is. So I think like once people transition away from caring so much about like the macros and caring more about eating whole foods, that's where they see the most benefit. And like any diet, like any diet that you take away like the processed aspect,
right,
you're gonna get the most benefits. You're gonna feel the best.
Yeah, because you feel like
you can't go potty here in the park.
So do you feel like because like any diet or anything that's like a fad, like there becomes a market for it? So when you said like keto treats and stuff, are you talking about like companies that have started? Because I've seen a lot of stuff. I don't know that much about it.
When I started keto, there wasn't like that much stuff.
Yeah.
And now there's like, I mean, I went into like, it was like TJ Maxx or Marshall's the other day. There's like so much shit, like keto, like keto drink mix, keto coffee, keto.
Right.
And there's really no food that can be like inherently keto. So anytime you see, yeah, that's good. Anytime you see food that's labeled as keto, I'd be wary because it's a label enhancer to make more money, basically.
Yeah, my aunt had a keto creamer, but it was just non-dairy.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just like, yeah, it wasn't even like.
Same with like when you look at, no, don't go in the water. When you look at things like Quest cookies, if you count net carbs, are technically keto, but there's like 25 grams of added fiber.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So these are like things that are going to spike your blood glucose.
Yeah.
Even if you're still in ketosis.
Right.
And ultimately, like the best way to balance your health is to keep your blood glucose low.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to eat whole foods. Like it's okay. Like don't get me wrong. Like I'll eat like Halo Top ice cream and stuff once in a while.
Yeah.
But I really, really try to stay away from that. I try to like limit dairy as much as possible.
Yeah. Which I feel like we all should.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like a lot of the principles I eat now are just like just like whole food principles, not so much like, I mean, I'm still keto. Yeah. But it's less about, I like this keto product or this keto product or this keto product, and like these are just like the best things you could be eating for any diet.
And probably you mentioned that you had like history with binging, so I'm sure allowing yourself to have some Halo Top or something sometimes is better than being like, no, never.
Yeah. So what's interesting about that though is like, so for the last 3 months I've been like really off. I've just been like binging a lot and stuff. And I found that like it was when I started like adding those kind of foods back in, like making keto cheesecakes, keto ice creams, keto cookies. And even though it's not sugar, like the dopamine response in your brain to sugar alcohols or artificial sugars is the same. Yeah. And like those are the chemical reactions that like push binge eating. Right. So I found that like once I started eating more of those things, I started binging a lot more frequently. Right. That makes sense. Which is why now I'm like, you know, I have a plan to get back on track Monday, like we talked about.
Yeah, we're getting back on track on Monday.
On track Monday, and it's really gonna be like not having.
Hence the baked goods we just had at the at the coffee shop.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna get back on track today, but I'm going out tonight, so I'm like, nah. No, that's someone's house. Come on. No, somebody lives there.
Okay, so this is your son who's 3, and you have another one that's 8. So,
9, yeah.
I mean 9. I knew that. Our kids are the same age. So I feel like that's a good reference too, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, I've had kids, like you can't lose weight.
For sure.
And you also are really active.
Yeah, so like, I don't like the excuse mindset, because I work full time, I have 2 kids, I'm a single mom, I do it all on my own. Like, I still work out pretty much every day. Sometimes twice a day, and it fucking sucks like when you first start, but like after a while it's like you have to do it, else you're gonna lose your like sanity.
Yeah, I feel like for me it's a big, because people ask me that too, like with the baby and being a single mom and also having a 9-year-old. I get that a lot. Like a lot of people give me that excuse where they don't want to start something because they're like, well, I don't have time, I'm so tired. But don't you feel like it gives you energy?
Yeah, and I am like, sometimes if I work out in the evenings, getting started, like just finding a little bit of motivation to do it is really hard, because it's like you get home, you put your kids to sleep, you cook for them, then you clean up everything, then you're like, oh, I should probably do some like laundry or whatever shit. Right. But if you just like start, like put your workout clothes on, start moving a little bit, you'll find like that energy will come to you, because like you're gonna have like a dopamine response in your brain. Yeah. The adrenaline will keep going. I'm not a Beachbody coach, but like I do the Beachbody workouts at home if I don't have time to get to the gym. Like usually I use ClassPass, or I do jiu-jitsu and I box. But like doing home workouts is just as effective. There's never a time where I'm working out at home and I was like, oh, that was so much worse than my class, or like I didn't sweat as much, or I don't feel like I got as much out of it.
Totally, it's a misconception that you can't get a good workout. It's just different.
Yeah.
There's always going to be different options.
You have to push yourself a little harder because there's no one going to be yelling in your face telling you to do it. Like you have to want it for yourself.
Right.
But it's just as effective, 100%. Look, Porter.
Yeah, my only problem with that's like good and bad. Being at home, I can pause the video if she needs something. Yeah. But then at the same time, that can be bad if I can pause, because then I'm paused and I'm on my phone for a second. My heart rate goes down. Actually, someone recommended, why don't you just split up your 30-minute workout into 3 10-minutes? And I was like, I could, but I just don't, the heart rate would just drop so much that, like, I don't know. I don't want to say that's not good. It's just for me.
If that's your only option, like,
like I will do that. Yeah, do that if you have to, but I just feel like so there's goods and bads to working out from home, because you have to, I feel like once you start, just try to get as much done as you can and push yourself for sure.
Yeah, I try, so like I think my workouts are like a mix of both. Like I'll go to jiu-jitsu usually at like noon, or I'll box at noon, and then I'll go home and do something in the evening. But
that's good.
Just as long as you're moving your body, even if you're going on a walk.
Yeah, like right now.
Yeah. We're just walking around.
We're being active.
Yeah, just like don't sit on your couch. Like get out there.
Yeah, I agree. I always forget about what you said about the dopamine. I mean, that's true. You're like, you feel those natural endorphins kick in.
No, Porter.
All right, got a little hot and sweaty. Can you still see my sweat mark? This is cute. From carrying the baby and like sweating, felt like I was carrying a 50-pound sack. Like, all right, she's driving my car so I can do this and talk. Have you ever done any other like diets or crash diets or anything like that in the past year?
I've done all of them. I've done South Beach diet, I did Weight Watchers, I did the HCG diet.
I did too. Yeah, Weight Watchers and HCG.
Yeah. That was stupid.
Did you lose weight with the HCG?
Yeah, of course. And then I gained it all back.
Same.
Yeah.
I lost 20 pounds in a month.
I lost 20 pounds in a month. Yeah, that's what I lost.
Yeah, like the thing is, even when I was like at my skinniest, because I did Weight Watchers and lost 30 pounds, but I was like 200 pounds at that point. So, but I look back at those pictures and I didn't work out or anything, and I ate a lot of processed foods, especially with Weight Watchers. It taught me about this, no diss on Weight Watchers, I guess I should say this, because it does help people. Like, it helped me with portions, but I was like trying to get around exercise, and I wanted to cheat in a sense where I would just eat a lot of 0-calorie foods, so processed foods, Diet Cokes. I got like addicted to Diet Cokes at that point. And so my body just like, because I wasn't exercising though, like it didn't look as good. You know what I mean? Because like you can be a certain weight on the scale, but if you're like they have that term like skinny fat
and body composition.
Yeah. So even now, being postpartum, I weigh as much as I did like before I started Beachbody, but my body looks totally different. Yeah. So yeah, it's just like muscle and muscle mass and all that.
That's why I really try to focus less. I mean, like I have a number in my head that I know I look best at. Yeah. But it's really more about like working out and changing your body composition and lowering body fat versus like scale weight. That's what's more important to me.
Yeah, I agree. I used to be obsessed with being like a certain weight, like on the scale, and then now I realize that, I mean, it's still an idea, like, because I know that I've been 144 pounds before, but I was also working out consistently and eating really, really well. I was very disciplined at that point. So I know that I like looked and felt good there, but if I could get similar and be like 150, I wouldn't sweat those extra couple pounds.
Yeah, I remember like when I was doing like the fad diets, like, you know, or whatever, like Weight Watchers works long term for some people, but like those kind of like crash diets, I had it in my head, I was like, I want to be like between 118 and 122, and like I think about that now and I was like, you're crazy. Like, at my fittest and I have like abs and like I look amazing and I'm still like 138 pounds. So yeah, definitely, if you can. I ditched my scale for like almost a whole year. I didn't have my scale. I just got a new one because I know that I gain weight and I just want to track. But
do you have a digital one that like is on your phone too? Yeah, like it syncs to your phone. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's like $17 on Amazon.
We'll link it below.
Yeah. It's the Renpho scale. I really like it. And the body fat percentage is really similar to when I get my in-bodies done.
Oh, cool. Okay,
so it's pretty like comparable. Anyway, so yeah, if you can focus on body composition, and like the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you're doing workouts, and not cardio, like, you know, your body weight or lifting or whatever it is, like that's the best way you're gonna change your body. You're gonna see the most changes, even if it might not be on the scale. But like your clothes will fit better and you look better and you feel better in the mirror and all that jazz.
Totally. I think you also get a sense of confidence, like finishing a workout and like doing a program, like, I don't know, something shifts in your mindset where, yeah, even if you're not like your goal weight, you still feel so badass and like, I don't know, I always feel like so much more like hot and confident even while I'm like working towards the goal.
Same.
Which I think motivates you to continue to work towards the goal. Like instead of being, because if you're just fixated on just a number and you're miserable along the way, then like, I don't know, it's like easier to like give up and then go back and forth and not be inspired to keep going.
Same to be said about like, people like are like, okay, I'm only gonna eat like 1,200 calories a day.
Yeah.
And then like you don't eat 1,200, you eat more than that, and then you feel like you beat yourself up over it. It's like I can eat, and I know I can because I do it and I've done it. I can eat like 2,000, 1,800 or 2,000 calories a day on keto and like be working out and lose weight every week consistently, no problem.
Right.
So it really is about like the quality of food that you're putting in your body, whether or not you're doing keto or if you're eating like carbs, like, you know, brown rice and quinoa and like even white rice, and like sweet potatoes, and like those are your sources of carbs, not like Oreos. And, like,
right.
Whatever, like fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. You're gonna see results. It really is about like the quality of food that you're putting in your mouth and eliminating as much of that like processed junk as possible.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. That's why I wanted to talk to you about keto today, because even though I don't follow keto, I think it's just everybody is so excited about like the next fad. And I've had people message me and be like, I thought carbs were bad. And it's like, okay, what? Like if you're gonna do keto, then follow keto. If you're gonna like try another meal plan, but it's about whole foods and sticking with something, because you can't just demonize something and not understand why. Like she's doing keto, but she's paying attention to eating healthy, like, you know, like eating real foods and eating a lot of calories. She's not demonizing something or like restricting in another way. So I feel like that's a big component of misconception. Well, I heard this is better, and it's so individual. Like people, individuality is a real thing. Like a lot of people are just going to experience different results, and I encourage people to try things, but like stick with it long enough. Just, you know, like make sure you're doing something correctly, do your research, and then stick with it.
Do it for the right reasons. Not because like I get a lot of people who like message me. A lot of people who message me on Instagram and they're like, okay, well, I started keto and like I lost 3 pounds this week and it's like not coming off fast. So how do I make it go faster? Like if you lost 3 pounds in a week, like if I lose like 4 pounds in a month, I'm like stoked on it.
Right?
So like you do shouldn't be like because you want to do it faster than any other way.
Yeah, slower is better because then you're going to keep it off. Like if you lose 20 pounds in a month, like we did, the 1 HCG, guess what? You gain it back plus some.
And like you have no energy. But like do keto because like, so I have like gastrointestinal issues and leaky gut and things like that, and I just find that like when I eat too much fruit or carbs, it ferments in my stomach and it gives me really bad stomach aches, and that's like what threw me to keto.
It's okay, baby girl. She always cries.
Yeah, she's fine. And so like, if I could eat like rice and quinoa and pasta and stuff, like I would be on a diet that like let me have those foods, but I don't feel optimal. So if you feel optimal eating vegan, then eat a vegan diet. If you feel optimal like just eating fish and like eliminating dairy, eat that way. But like don't eliminate anything because you feel like it's going to get you somewhere faster.
Right.
If you start trying to take shortcuts, you will inevitably fail.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And especially like she's done her research, she's tried other diets, she's like found what's worked for her. And so I think that's part of the trial and error of being successful. It's a weight loss journey. It's like all of us are on a journey. It's not going to be like perfect, the right, you know, like right away for everyone. So I think that's like interesting.
Mom life, hashtag mom life.
She needs to take a nap, a real nap. Cool. Okay, I think that's good.
Violet's like done with it.
Violet's done.
She doesn't want to vlog anymore.
Okay, bye.